Hey, what's going on, guys? I know I pushed this live back tonight because originally I supposed to been doing this at like around 9 o'clock, but right now I'm not even at home. I'm at a hotel. I'm down in the H town, so I'm in a hotel room. So my live power look real janky right now. So I'm sorry if it's a little janky, a little fuzzy. The quality not the best because I'm not on the good quality Wi-Fi from my house. But nevertheless, we gonna get into it tonight. Had to do a part two. Some things happened since the last time we talked about the Ukraine situation, and some developments happened. We definitely gonna get on and get into that tonight. But first, I want to see here. Let me share. Let people know I'm live. But overall, guys, if this is your first time watching, I'm Chairman Kentu Sankara from the organization, one of the co-founders of Black Empowerment Movement, based out of Fort Worth, Texas. We're a grassroots organization, mutual aid, working in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. But if also keep in mind, please remember to share, like, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We keep you, give you a different perspective on how things going on in the community locally, nationally, statewide in the state of Texas. Just give you another perspective from someone in the grassroots movement, and also from a Black perspective. And we definitely gonna give a Black perspective tonight regarding that Ukraine situation. This is part two. I think it was like 4 to 5 days ago. I was talking about it, but recently, the people of the Ukraine government, they was not letting African people, or I think it was mostly African students. They was not allowing them to get on the transportation to leave out of the country, or to leave out of the cities, and to eventually go to the country, leave out of the country, I think into Poland. So that was a big development that happened. So we're gonna get into that tonight. Let me just share this on my timeline. So yeah. Well, overall, I hope y'all doing good tonight. But also, let me share the link if you want to join in tonight. So I'm gonna put that link. Let's see. I'm gonna put that link in the chat, in the comment section. So when you see the link, you can copy, and you can click the link to join in if you want to join in tonight. Um, we just gonna play this thing by ear tonight. There we go. Share that. Yeah, man, I supposed to been going on at 9 o'clock. I ended up falling asleep, man. I was after work. I was gonna try to jump on, but couldn't do it. I had to give me a quick little nap and get rejuvenated to jump on this tonight. Let's see here. That I know I should have all this done already. But overall, I'm gonna hit on this point right here. So many good talking points, because that's crazy how before last time I talked, we was talking about why we really should be paying attention, like as Black people. We really shouldn't be caring about the what's going on with Ukraine and Russia. I think we should have a knowledge about what's going on, be aware of what's going on, because as Africans, or Blacks in America, we should be knowing what's going on internationally too, because white supremacy is internationally, so we need to know what's going on internationally, because at the end of the day, some things like what's going on in Ukraine can affect us as Black people too. But I was talking more so on the things of having sympathy for the country of Ukraine. Uh, we we as a collective, as a group of people, shouldn't really have sympathy. We should be aware of what's going on, but we should be having all this outpour sympathy for the people over there in Ukraine. That's a big no-no. We shouldn't be having that, and I'm definitely gonna get into more details tonight with that. And see here, I'm gonna share these to all these groups because I want people to join in tonight. All right, so yeah, also guys, keep in mind, please like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Help us grow this channel, man. Like right now, I think we had like 520 subscribers. So please help the channel grow. We're trying to definitely get to 1,000 subscribers very soon. That's the next milestone. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. So if you already subscribed, be sure to share this on your your Facebook, and wherever you share stuff, share it, spread the message about what we got going on over here, man, because trying to keep it up with, continue to produce great content for you guys. But let's see here. Get this. All right, no, without further ado, let's get into it. No time to hold up anymore. Let's get to it. So okay, so recently, what happened was, since the last time I got in here and talked about the Ukraine situation, it came about that we had I don't know if it was TikTok or whatever it was. Somebody recorded with their phone that the Ukraine government was not allowing. I think it was students from different countries in Africa. They was blocking them, keeping them from getting on train, getting on public transportation to leave the city, and that was crazy. I think it was like students from Ghana, Nigeria. It probably was some other maybe West African countries that had students over there that was trying to leave. And overall, that they was, man, they was like not allowing the students to leave, and just Black people in general. I think it was more. I don't know if it was any Black, FBA people over there, Foundation of Black Americans, over there in Ukraine that was being blocked as well. But for certain, we know it was a lot of different African people from different countries, students, from the Ghana, Nigeria, maybe many other countries, from other countries in Africa, and they was not letting these people escape. They was basically letting anybody that looked like them be able to escape first. And before all of that happened, people was like, people was hitting me up talking about, oh, we should have sympathy for them, um, all this and that. And I'm like, now you see what's up. You see what is, when it come down to it, as they say, when the shit hits the fan, it comes down to being race first. Ukraine is the perfect situation when shit hit the fan, people start to stick to their own. And unfortunately, some of those students from different African countries had to find that out the hard way. When the shit hit the fan, those people over there, they stick together. They like, hold on, Negroes. Uh, we gonna take care of our own first. Y'all Black ass, y'all wait. If y'all make it out, y'all make it out. But till then, we gonna let our people get on these buses, trains, and planes to escape first before we let y'all Black asses get on. So that's a that was a hard lesson for those African students to learn. They most definitely got their wake up call in that situation, unfortunately, because that was crazy. that was crazy. And I hope this is a wake up call for the black people that's in American to understand that we can't have sympathy for these countries. That how they were treating those black students, those African students over there, is the perfect example of why we just can't be coming out the gate giving sympathy to the European countries when shit happened like this, because we over here in America, we believing in this propaganda that we getting constantly fed 24/7. That's what it is, just propaganda that make us immediately give support to whatever American is pushing, the West is pushing over here. And that's why we got to have political education, and we got to do the homework. We got to study. So when they throw these things at us, we can automatically see the bullshit from a distance. Like a lot of us should have seen this pro West propaganda bullshit that was feeding us from the beginning. But unfortunately, from what I was seeing on social media, a lot of us was falling for the trick bag. A lot of us was falling for the BS, unfortunately. And it was very disappointing to see so many of my people over here falling for the BS. It was crazy. It was so disappointing to see so many of us falling for it. Uh, so overall, guys, we we got to do better. We must do better. We can't be falling for stuff like that, you know. Uh, so let me see here. I definitely want you guys to chime in. So let me do this real fast. Let's see here. All right. Dang. So yeah, guys. So let's get. So I see we have 4 people watching. So hey, click the link. I think I just posted the link in the comment section. Let me. So click that link to join in. I want to hear what you guys have to say on this. I want to talk with you guys about this as well. So definitely click that link. Let me make sure I post the link. Yep, I got the link in on the YouTube and Facebook. So click that link if you want to join in tonight. Uh, I want to get somebody else, even you have a perspective different from mine. I still want to hear from you. If you agree, click the link, man. I want to chop it up with you guys tonight. Click the link to join me on StreamYard, and we can chop it up tonight, because I think it's a wake up call, because we have a lot of black people over here just saying we should have sympathy for them. We should, regardless if they're what color they are, we should just be good humans and care about their plight, you know. And and I was like, them, when have they ever cared about our plight? You know, Ukraine, any European government never cared about the plight of black people, especially black people over here in the States. So we just gotta unfortunately, our race of people, our group of people are very simple. We have the biggest hearts, you know. It's like a double-edged sword. It's good and bad, you know. Like we have big hearts. We care so much, you know, and unfortunately, it can be our downfall, because we just want to, love and care for others so much. And sometimes it could be because we do it because we want that love back as well, even though we don't receive it. Um, and another thing is, I think I touched on this last time, but man, it's more and more reports coming out talking about how the government of Ukraine is really tied to white supremacy and uh, neo Nazis, man. Like they're they government looking into it, that government is really heavily involved. Like at first, people was talking, oh, it was just a few small militia people that was the neo Nazis, and then as you dig deeper and deeper into the Ukraine government, their government was heavily entwined with those white supremacy Nazi militia groups, and they was huge. They was supported by the government. The government was funding them for their training. So that alone said, man, fuck them. They have the ideology of white supremacy. Let them fuckers fight their own battle. Their government was in bed with them. So be it. We need to just not care. you know. Um, and then we want to get deeper into this thing. I'm not a fan of Russia. At the end of the day, I'm black first, but that's a little bad. We got to understand the history of Russia. Let's see here. Let's see. K. Williams. All right, that's right. None of our business. You're right. None of our business. It's not our business. We should be aware. We should be aware of what's going on. But at the end of the day, this is not something we should be shedding tears about. We most definitely should not be sharing tears about it. And we look deeper at this thing, like Russia's not I wouldn't say necessarily as a friend to black people, but what I will say, Russia has a history, or the Soviet Union has a history, or siding with black governments, black nation to fight off American imperialism and the Western imperialism. Russia always been an ally to those countries fighting off American and Western NATO and all those countries, because we got to understand, because I don't get mad when people don't really understand what's going on, because American propaganda is so powerful. American propaganda is so strong because we learn from the best. Actually, American government is a government that learned from the original Nazis. When it came to propaganda, we learned from the Joseph Goebbels, and studied Walt Disney. Walt Disney was damn near working hand in hand with learning Nazi propaganda and the secret science behind it, and that came back basically over here to America. So we use that propaganda from what we learned from them early back in the 20s and the 30s from the Nazis, and still use those tactics today to brainwash our own public. So I don't so much blame our people over here, but we need to really be aware of what's going on and why we get triggered to side with pro Western thoughts a lot. So we got to keep that in mind, because that shit is strong. But yeah, we got to think about it though. Going back to my point, we got to realize that the thing we talking about, we should be crying for Ukraine for. Our government does this 24/7 around the clock. They go around the whole world destabilizing countries, bombings, and we over here living our everyday lives. It's not on the news, CNN, Fox News, MSNBC, all of these news outlets. I call them propaganda outlet. They don't report nothing. They just CIA funded to continue to trick us and brainwash us at the end of the day. But these are the things we're doing. What Russia did, we doing it every day, round the clock. our CIA agency is working round the clock to do these things. You know, they destabilize countries. We be wondering why some countries are in very bad shape. Is because United States sent agents to go uh, give these countries the start like revolutionary coup groups, give them money, give them arms, spread the propaganda to destabilize those countries and put their puppet presidents and officials over there. So let's take it back to Ukraine. I think it was 2014, 13. Don't hold me to this. Go do your own fact check. Uh, the United States was behind the scene and destabilizing Ukraine. I think around that time, the Ukraine people voted for their own president, but it was a coup that happened. And that coup, you can believe what you want to believe, but this is what I humbly believe. The United States went over there, destabilized Ukraine. They voted for who they wanted for their president, and the American government, and partnered with some other NATO nations, they you know they started a coup. They put some people in power, funded them, probably gave them weapons and everything to overall do a coup and put their own president. And next thing you know, it was a coup in Ukraine. The people voted for another president. He got kicked out. And the president that I think is the president that you have now is the guy that was put in there. So you got to look at that angle while Russia is upset. You got a puppet president over there in Ukraine. So United States did that. You know, the CIA funding that coup, giving them weapons, sparking uprisings. Ukraine is just one example of what our government did to just muddy the waters around the world, putting a puppet people in place. You know, we got another example. We got Libya, Syria, and Russia stopped the BS that happened in Syria. You know, we got to look at it like this. You know, ISIS. A lot of us should know ISIS ain't nothing but CIA. Really, you know, our government was giving ISIS those guns and those weapons to overthrow. Uh, so we gotta look at this thing. We gotta look at how American plays a part in the grand scheme of things. Uh, Over there in Somalia, we recently bombed them. You know, then you got Yemen that was recently bombed. I think Yemen was probably I can't remember. I don't know. It was Saudi Arabia that bombed Yemen, or was it the Israeli government that bombed Libya? But one of them, they bomb these countries. When you go against the grain, you don't want to play by the Western government, mainly American rules. Your government can be working fine, like Libya. Perfect government was working fine. Gaddafi was taking care of the people. They have good social programs, all because they didn't want to get on the program of what America wanted. Obama went over there and bombed the living daylights out of those people. And I remember during that time, we didn't have people talking, oh, pray for Libya. Somebody saved them from America and the big bad American and Obama. He must be stopped. United Nations must stop Obama for his war crimes for killing innocent civilians in Libya. None of that. None of that. So that should be a key sign that your way of thinking is off. You know, you like, man, why didn't so you should have some self. You should. Everyone should do some self reflecting. Like, should ask yourself, like, wow, why I didn't get upset when Libya got bombed? Like, why I didn't have the same outrage? Why the media didn't cover it like in that perspective? You know. So we gotta really, really ask ourselves the hard questions. Uh, but right now, I want to play a clip. I want to play a clip from Professor Black Truth. He pointed out a key point, and I want to play that clip. So, guys, just bear with me as I play that. Hold on one moment.
And this is not a developing third world nation. This is Europe.
But this isn't a place, with all due respect,
and this is not a developing
like
third
Iraq
world
or Afghanistan
nation.
that
This
has
is
seen
Europe.
conflict raging for decades. This place, with all due respect,
and this is not a developing third world nation. This is Europe.
Conflict raging for decades. This place, with all due respect, city
and
where
this
you
is not a
wouldn't expect that to
developing
be
third
European.
world nation. This is Europe.
Conflict raging isn't the place, with all due respect, city
and
where
this is
you
not a
wouldn't expect that to
developing
be
third
European.
world nation. This is Europe.
Conflict raging isn't the place, with all due respect, city
and
where
this is
you
not a
wouldn't expect that to
developing
be
third world
European.
nation. This is Europe.
Conflict raging isn't the place.
Sorry about that, guys. I didn't like how that was playing on my end. Hold on, give me one moment. Let me try to get that straightened out. Hold on. Oh, I think I see why. Hold on. That should fix it. Hold on. All right. Let's see. Let's try this again. Let's try this again.
Europe.
But this isn't a place, with all due respect, like Iraq or Afghanistan that has seen conflict raging for decades. This is a relatively civilized, relatively European, I have to choose those words carefully too, city where you wouldn't expect that or hope that it's going to happen.
And what's compelling is just looking at them, the way they're dressed. These are prosperous, I'm loath to use the expression, these are prosperous middle-class people. These are not obviously refugees trying to get away from areas in the Middle East that are still in a big state of war. These are not people trying to get away from areas in North Africa. They look like any European family that you would live next door to.
When you look at what happened in the last refugee crisis in Europe back in 2015, Poland was one of the EU countries that was hesitant to take in refugees. Talk about what has changed and a different position now.
Yeah, well, just to put it bluntly, these are not refugees from Syria. These are refugees from neighboring Ukraine. I mean, that, quite frankly, is part of it. These are Christians, they're white, they're very similar to many people who live in Poland.
Me, I'm sorry, it's really emotional for me because I see European people.
I want to stop that real fast, guys. You see how they were trying to paint the narrative as, oh, this is not normal. This is not normal in Europe. This is not normal. What's going on in Ukraine? I'm like, come on, guys. Y'all used to doing this barbaric stuff. Where you think World War I, World War II started? Like, they trying to make it seem like this type of shit don't happen over there in that part of the world. I'm like, come on. You see how they use the media to paint this narrative like they don't be over there getting bucked like that? Come on now. We all took history class. We know how the European nations are always killing and fighting each other out. Like, they making it seem like this is some new shit. It's crazy. It's crazy. They just straight up and lie in your face. But let me play this. Let me play it.
People with blue eyes and blonde hair being killed, children being killed every day with Putin's missiles.
Similar to people, maybe people who live in Poland.
Me, I'm sorry. It's very emotional for me because I see European people with blue eyes and blonde hair being killed, children being killed every day with Putin's missiles.
That last guy, by the way, is Ukraine's deputy chief prosecutor, David Sekvarlidze. You know, if you got a Russian dictator who says that he's invading your country and blowing everything up because your nation is full of neo-Nazis, you may not want to go on TV waxing poetic about blonde-haired, blue-eyed white children. Just saying. Suddenly, the Ukrainians' treatment of the Africans makes a lot more sense, doesn't it? And this is the guy who the U.S. is going to be sending billions of dollars to. This is the guy whose country the U.S. is sending all this money, going to be sending weapons to, and going to be bringing their in-laws here as refugees to start new lives in the U.S. And this is what this scumbag is saying. The same U.S. government who tells black people, ain't no money for y'all for nothing. Reparations or anything else, we don't have the money, ain't got the money. All of a sudden, you got white solidarity being threatened. They can find them billions of dollars immediately. But the white media is doing the most to show how shocked they are and surprised that this is even happening. It's a classic case of the guilty dog barking first. They know exactly what everyone's saying. Yeah, the same guys who started World War I and World War II, they're at it again. So you got the white media trying to say, no, we're not like you dark people. We're not like you guys at all. They're acting as if this is just completely and thoroughly unprecedented. Why? This doesn't happen in Europe, and they make it very clear this is a white thing here. White people don't do this. Apparently they forgot about all the wars between Russia and Sweden, all the wars, plural, between France and Britain, all the wars between Germany and everyone. Somebody remind me again where the two world wars started at and where the Cold War was primarily fought. It slips my mind. And apparently it slipped the mind of all of these white reporters too. And all of their networks just let them spew this garbage. These are third world countries. This isn't a third world country where this is happening. Well, look at these people and why they look like any well-dressed, well-educated white people you would live beside. This is a civilized European country that we're talking about. Why this isn't Afghanistan or Iraq. In other words, this is white. These are white people. So we don't want all of this that's going on to accrue to white people's reputation. This is not a white war. This is shocking. Such things would never happen here. Yeah, all of the phony.
Yeah, guys, I just had to point that out. So the media, the white media, is all on one accord. We're spreading all type of lies and falsehoods right now. They are all together on this thing. So that was just one example of how, the white media is trying to frame this picture, frame this narrative of what is going on. So we gotta watch out for that. It's okay to watch the media, but you gotta know what you're looking at, because these are professional mind control people. You'll be under their little spell and won't even know it. Just looking at something like that can program your mind to think a certain way. Like, they paint the narrative like, oh, shit like this don't happen over here. Like, come on, we know, if you know your history, they just flat out told a lie. But yeah, we definitely got to do better now. So another point I want to talk about is, and a few people talked about this already, but I want to talk about it as well, is how the countries, the different groups of nation, Nigeria, Ghana, and all these different nations, they have no power. You got your people over there in Ukraine, and it ain't nothing you can do about the mistreatment of your citizens in Ukraine. And this just shows you, or show us, how powerless the people, those countries in Africa are. They can't even come together to help their students. They're citizens over there in Ukraine. If it was like a other group of white people, their country would be over there doing, having, pulling their, some strings to be able to get their people out of the country if they was mistreated like that. This this show you that those countries over there in Africa, they have no power. They have leverage, they don't use it, and they just helpless. You know, uh, they don't have a real African union. Imagine if all those African countries, Ghana, Nigeria, you name it, whatever country you name it, they came together to create a real African union. Then shit like that won't be getting no pass. You got your people over there saying, "Hey, can you get me out of this situation? Can you help me?" You can't do nothing because you don't have no power. You know, you can't pull no string. You don't have no muscle to go there. If you have an embassy over there, you ain't pulling no strings with your embassy because your people are running helpless. So this is a perfect example of that. You know that hey, it's no muscle. Those countries have no muscle. They they just have a bunch of countries, presidents and prime ministers over there in those countries. At the end of the day, they're just puppets. Those leaders over there in those countries, they not showing no outrage about how their students are being treated over there in Ukraine. None of that. I don't think I don't even think the mainstream media even talked about the situation with those students. I don't watch a lot of news, so comment in the session to let me know if have y'all guys seen like people like mainstream media talk about the situation of the African students not being able to leave. Personally, I didn't see anything, but maybe I missed something. So leave a comment, let me know whenever you watch this. Leave a comment, let me know, did you see anybody from the mainstream uh talk about the students. But yeah, K Williams, they on code. They are on code. They're on code. You can when you watch that video from what the analysis from Professor Black Truth, he broke it down very well. You seen all those reporters pretty much saying the same damn thing from the video we just watched. So yeah, uh, but so basically, I just wanted to get back on here. I don't know. I may if something come about. I may do a part 3, of this. I'm out of town right now. If y'all wonder why I'm in a hotel room, I'm out of town for work right now. So yeah, that's I'm out of town now. But yeah, let's see here. What else? Okay, yeah. Yep, they covering up. They covering up though. They can't cover everything up. So yeah, like it's crazy though. So at the end of the day, guys, let's say black first. Let's worry about our own people first before we try to worry about Nazis. Like, come on, guys. Like, it's very well documented that these people are not our friends. Very well documented that they are not our friends. Um, it's well documented how the United States going around the world doing the exact same thing y'all crying and praying for. Our government is doing this around the clock. So just take the time, research your own government, research the United States government and what the dirty deeds they're doing around the clock, with this bombing other countries, killing civilians, having war crimes themselves, you know. So don't be feeling bad of what's going on over there. Just understand what's the end game. Try to understand the end game of what the United States government want, because they played a major part in what's going on over there with the uprising, with the coup in Ukraine back in 2013-14. So all the things we've been doing led up to this point. We doing things and hiding our hands, So we gotta be smart about the things that's going on. But that's all I got for tonight, guys. I just want to remind you guys, please remember to subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel. Go if you're watching on Facebook, please go to the YouTube channel. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel, Black Empowerment Movement. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, so please help us get there. Tell a friend, a family member, everybody. Say, hey, you need to subscribe to this channel. Remember, if you like what you watch, hey, if you disagree, agree with me, leave a comment. Let's get in the comment section. Even after this live is over with, I reply to all comments. So hey, leave a comment, and I'll definitely get in the comment section and chop it up with you. But other than that, guys, I gotta get up early as fuck in the morning. But I definitely want to get on here and chop it up with you guys. But at the end of the day, subscribe, like, share. This is your brother Kentu Sankara from Black Empowerment Movement. And I just want to say, hey, at the end of the day, hey, all power to the people. Y'all have a good night.